Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. Today, we are going to delve into the incredible journey of entrepreneurship and perseverance in Phil Knight's memoir, Shoe Dog. This book provides a gripping account of the founding and growth of Nike, one of the world's most iconic and successful brands. So, buckle up as we take you through the inspiring story of how Phil Knight turned his passion for running shoes into a global empire. So, let's dive into the summary of this incredible book. But before we dive into the content, I kindly request a moment of your time to appreciate this video by liking it, subscribing to the channel, and ringing that notification bell. Your support means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Shoe Dog begins with Phil Knight embarking on a bold mission to import high-quality, low-cost running shoes from Japan to the United States. With a mere $50 and a willingness to take risks, Knight co-founded Blue Ribbon Sports, the precursor to Nike, in 1964. Despite facing numerous setbacks and challenges, Knight's unwavering belief in his vision and dedication to his passion for running and sports propelled him forward. As Blue Ribbon Sports transformed into Nike, Knight found himself navigating a tumultuous journey filled with triumphs and tribulations. From battling legal disputes to forging crucial partnerships with athletes like Steve Prefontaine and establishing pivotal relationships with manufacturers in Japan, Knight's tenacity and relentless pursuit of excellence were key to Nike's growth and success. Through the pages of Shoe Dog, readers witnessed the evolution of Nike from a scrappy startup operating out of the back of a van to a global powerhouse that revolutionized the sports apparel industry. Knight's storytelling vividly captures the pivotal moments, pivotal decisions, and pivotal individuals that shaped Nike's trajectory and solidified its status as a cultural phenomenon. Shoe Dog is the autobiography of Nike's founder Phil Knight, who at last decided to share the story of how he founded one of the most iconic, profitable, and world-changing brands in the world. It's very rare for a person like Phil Knight to elude the public spotlight for so long. In fact, I don't recall knowing who founded Nike until earlier this year, when debating the topic with my family and Googling it. At the time he founded Nike, back then called Blue Ribbon, in 1964, Phil had no idea what this crazy plan of his would turn into, how much it would change the world, and that it'd make him the 15th richest person on the planet. However, until now, much of the company's history, many early decisions, and a lot of Phil's personal life hadn't been well covered publicly at all. But as time progressed towards him stepping down as the company's chairman, which he did in June 2016, he knew a memoir was in order. Shoe Dog was published in April of 2016. Here are 3 lessons from Phil Knight's life about how he built Nike, the most valuable sports brand in the world. If you're young and don't have much to lose, it's best to go for broke. Get a mentor and partner on board who will believe in you and complement your skills. Don't tell people how to do things. Let them do their thing. Have a crazy idea for a business to start? Let's turn to Phil Knight to see how you can make it a reality and have fun along the way. Lesson 1. You only get a few chances to start something crazy, so go for broke when you're young. Phil Knight has always loved sports. He loved following them and he loved doing sports. As a kid, he once had a summer job tabulating the day's sports scores for a newspaper during the night shift, which would then be published in the next day's paper. Every morning after work, he ran home 7 miles. After later graduating college, Phil entered Stanford Graduate School of Business. One of his professors described the character of an entrepreneur, and Phil instantly recognized himself. As the class required writing a business plan to pass, Phil wrote a paper called "Can Japanese Sports Shoes Do to German Sports Shoes What Japanese Cameras Did to German Cameras?" Even though nobody was all that impressed with the paper, Phil became obsessed with the idea. He wanted to sell Japanese, high-end, low-cost running shoes in the U.S. On his post-graduation trip around the world, he made a stop in Japan. There, in Kobe, he discovered the Tiger brand, made by Onitsuka, the one Uma Thurman wears in Kill Bill, and fell in love with it. Figuring he was already there, young, and had nothing to lose, he made a cold call to the CEO, Mr. Onitsuka, who agreed to meet with him and gave him the distribution rights for the Western United States to sell Onitsuka Tiger shoes. Startled by his own success, Phil randomly blurted out Blue Ribbon when Onitsuka asked him for the name of his company. And just like that, he was in business. It sure doesn't happen often this way, but when you're young, Don't know what else to do? You might as well go for broke and give your craziest idea a shot. It just might work. Lesson 2. Get someone who can be your mentor and partner and will believe in you and bring valuable skills. While sealing the initial deal had been as simple as showing up at Mr. Onitsuka's door, getting the initial samples wasn't. The first 300 pairs took over a year to be delivered, during which Phil worked as an accountant. When Phil finally got the shoes, one of the first people he mailed 2 pairs to was Bill Bowerman. Bill was his former running coach at the University of Oregon. Phil hoped to get a sale and a powerful testimonial. To Phil's surprise, Bill didn't stop at that. He offered to become his partner and take care of product design. Having his mentor now as a partner and seeing that he too believed in Phil's idea was one of the things that gave Phil the confidence to create the company exactly as he saw fit. And that's what made it the honest, hardworking, caring brand we know today. The first year, Phil sold the shoes out of the trunk of his car, a green Plymouth Valiant. He went to track meetups across the country and grossed $8,000 in 1963. Bill didn't just help with encouragement, though. Soon it would become clear that Bill's skill set would be crucial for the company's success too. Lesson 3. Just tell people what to do and let them figure out the how. Encourage everyone to be themselves. When working with people, the most successful ways seem to lie at the extreme ends of the spectrum. Tell them how to do everything or don't tell them anything except the result you want. Phil Knight chose the latter, something he learned from General Patton. Don't tell people how to do things. Tell them what to do and let them surprise you with their results. Phil always wanted to let people be themselves. And Bill? He was a true shoe dog. He obsessed over shoes and how to make them better. When Phil was running for Bill, Bill would always use him as a guinea pig. Together, they tested new shoe materials, tweaks, and improvements. Bill would tear apart a shoe and piece it back together. This way, he tried to make it lighter and more of an asset to the runner. He even built a shoe with fish skin instead of leather once. At the time, Bill also started coaching popular runners and future Olympians, helping to sell more shoes, and when Phil mailed Bill's first modified shoe prototype, the Cortez, to Onitsuka, suggesting they manufacture it, they landed their first big commercial hit. This hands-off management style would continue to add to Blue Ribbon and then Nike's success. Hiring great people and letting them do their thing is one of the core parts that made Nike, well, Nike. I could go on and on about Shoe Dog. I love a good autobiography, especially from people like Phil who have built their empire on good. Can't think of any reason for anyone not to read this, especially if you like stories about Richard Branson. You'll love this. Those are the individuals who truly deserve to immerse themselves in this extraordinary book. The 25-year-old on a backpack trip around the world, trying to find herself. The 31-year-old lonely founder who could benefit from a business partner, and anyone who has a crazy business idea. Knight reflects on the lessons learned from his entrepreneurial journey. He emphasizes the importance of resilience, innovation, and the willingness to take risks in pursuit of one's dreams. Shoe Dog serves as a testament to the power of perseverance, passion, and the belief that anything is possible with hard work and dedication. Here are some valuable insights extracted from this captivating book. I believe you will find them highly beneficial. Feel encouraged to explore its wisdom further and let it spark new perspectives and ideas on your journey. 1. A crazy idea. It's 1962, and a young, fresh graduate from Stanford Business School is brimming with an unusual idea that he can't shake off. He's envisaged importing high-quality running shoes to America, crafted by a Japanese company, Onitsuka Tiger. Buying these shoes to sell in the US was a concept that was met with skepticism from everyone around him, including his professors, his peers, and his own father. Still, undeterred by the naysayers, he chooses to pursue his vision. And so, fueled by an undying commitment, he boards a plane to Japan, where he will present his bold proposition to an audience of seasoned Japanese businessmen. As much to his surprise as it is to others, it turns out to be a success, and Onitsuka agrees to send him 300 pairs of shoes to jumpstart his venture. With that, the first leg of this young entrepreneur's journey is initiated, and in the months that follow, he finds himself selling Japanese shoes straight from the trunk of his car. This is the story of Phil Knight and the birth of what would become one of the largest global brands, Nike. Nike is an amazing company with an incredible origin story, but that story isn't our focus here. In this blink, we want to focus on the moment when Nike became a publicly owned company. We want to spotlight the risks, the rewards, and the unique strategy Phil Knight used to overcome his fear of losing control of the company. So, if you've ever weighed the pros and cons of taking your company public with an IPO and wondered about how that might affect your core business values, or even just what an IPO is, stay tuned. 2. Going public. Like any other successful entrepreneurial journey, this one, too, was not devoid of challenges. 3. What is an IPO? IPO stands for Initial Public Offering, IPO, and it refers to the process by which a private corporation offers its shares to the public in a new stock issuance for the first time. This allows the company to raise equity capital from public investors, marking a transition from a private to a public entity. Before an IPO, a company is typically considered private, with a limited number of shareholders that may include early investors like founders, family, and friends, along with professional investors such as venture capitalists or angel investors. You can generate enough capital that way, but it can be relatively limited. What the IPO does is allow the company to raise a significant amount of money, providing the opportunity for growth and expansion. It also increases transparency and listing credibility, which can help the company secure better terms when seeking borrowed funds. 4. Clever move. Now back to the story of Nike. At the time of the IPO, Nike was a private company with very few owners. 2 to be exact, Phil Knight and Bill Bowerman. At the time, Bowerman was the most famous track coach in America. He joined Nike in its infancy, when Knight was selling the shoes out of his trunk. However, Bowerman wanted Knight to retain operational control of the company, so they ended up splitting the company 51% to Knight and 49% to Bowerman. 5. Preserving the core and scaling new heights. In spite of the inevitable challenges, what remained constant in the company's journey was its commitment to preserve the core values that defined it. They believed that work should be both playful and meaningful, and that one must always strive to avoid a passive life that just seemed to slip by. The motto, "Grow or Die," was deeply ingrained in their business strategy, with all profits invested straight back into the business to fuel its growth. Even after taking Nike public through an initial public offering, the company managed to maintain its unique ethos and ethics, thanks to innovative strategies and an unwavering commitment to its integrity. Today, the company prides itself on this integrity, attributing much of its worldwide success to its adherence to these values. Through it all, the company's journey has shown that the true power of a brand lies in staying true to its beliefs, showing unwavering commitment to its ideas, and constantly striving to deliver on its promises. This has been the story of how Nike saved itself by going public. It's not just a story, though. It's a lesson. In the course of starting or leading any venture, a leader is bound to come across challenges that require them to bring in outside help. A savvy leader needs to know how to take that outside help and influence without losing sight of the vision they have for the company. Who would I recommend the Shoe Dog summary to? Red Circle. As we reflect on the impact of Shoe Dog and the story of Nike, it becomes clear that Phil Knight's legacy extends far beyond the realm of sportswear. Nike's iconic swoosh logo and commitment to innovation have left an indelible mark on popular culture and the way we perceive athletic apparel. Knight's vision and perseverance have inspired countless entrepreneurs and dreamers to pursue their ambitions and turn their passions into reality. For aspiring entrepreneurs and business leaders, Shoe Dog offers a wealth of valuable insights and lessons that can guide their own journeys towards success. Some key takeaways from the book include the importance of staying true to your vision, building strong relationships with partners and collaborators, and embracing failure as a stepping stone towards growth and learning. By following in Phil Knight's footsteps, entrepreneurs can harness the power of determination and resilience to overcome obstacles and achieve their goals. In closing, Shoe Dog by Phil Knight is a must-read for anyone seeking inspiration, motivation, and a first-hand account of the trials and triumphs of entrepreneurship. Phil Knight's compelling storytelling and honest reflections make this memoir a compelling and enlightening read that resonates with readers of all backgrounds. So, if you're ready to be inspired and embark on a journey of passion and perseverance, Pick up a copy of Shoe Dog and dive into the remarkable story of how one man's vision and determination changed the landscape of the sports industry forever. You can find the link to acquire a copy of this incredible book in the description below. Thank you for joining us today. Remember to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more book summaries and inspirational content. Leave a comment down below if you've read this book or have any other recommendations for us. Until next time, keep dreaming big and chasing your own path to success.